No? All right. Nick?
Oh, councillors, yeah, happy
Councillor
Christmas.
Sheldon, are you actually staying for the end of the meeting?
I thought it finished. I asked. I was told it's over and done with.
No, I'm going to read out the
You
contract.
keep that hat on in the meeting though.
Ready?
You can be a Bob Catter.
It was unanimous.
No, don't do that.
Ain't spending any time on it.
That doesn't mean.
No.
Let us have them blossoms.
Yeah.
I ain't spending any time. Much break.
You like? Welcome back, councillors. Thank you for that robust discussion in confidential. So the first one, 13.1, which was about the Tumut Aviation Aerodrome hangar construction. And we resolved in accordance with Section 55 of the Local Government Act 1993 to accept the tender RFT 2025-13 from Lipman Proprietary Limited for the construction of the Tumut Aviation Aerodrome hangar for the lump sum of $2,915,573 excluding GST. Authorise the Acting General Manager to enter into a contract with Lipman Proprietary Limited for the construction of the Tumut Aviation Aerodrome hangar. Once Council has executed the contract, information relating to the successful tender will be published in the Council's Register of Contracts as required by Government Information Public Access Act 2009, Part 3, Division 5, Government Contracts with Private Sector for treat matters discussed with the confidential report relating to matters specified in sections 10A 2D as confidential and remain confidential until Council determines otherwise, and right to the unsuccessful tenderers advising of the outcome of the tender process. Then we move to 13.2, confidential, and we withdrew that recommendations. And we move to 13.3, confidential, RFT 2025-14, MR 677 Alpine Way Slope 11896 stabilisation, with the recommendations that Council resolve in accordance with Section 55 of the Local Government Act 1993 to accept the tender RFT 2025-14 from Newton Geotechnical Services Proprietary Limited for the slope stabilisation works on the Transport of New South Wales Road Asset MR 677 Alpine Way as scheduled rates contract, with the estimated spend for the project geotechnical services being $1,168,306.45, excluding GST. To authorise the Acting General Manager to enter into a contract with Newton Geotechnical Services for the MR 655 Alpine Way Slope 11896 stabilisation works. 3. Once Council has executed the contracts, information relating to the successful tender be published in the Council's Register of Contracts as required by Government Information Public Access Act 2009, Part 3, Division 5, Government Contracts with the Private Sector. 4. Treat matters discussed with confidential report relating to matters specified in sections 10A 2D as confidential and remain confidential until Council determines otherwise, and right to the unsuccessful tenderers advising of the outcomes of the tender process. And moving on to 13.4, the confidential mayoral minute appointment of a general manager starting in 2026. The recommendations were moved. Receive and note the 3 quotations for the general manager recruitment. Capstone to undertake the recruitment process in accordance with the guidelines for the appointment and oversight of the general managers 2022. Approve the general manager's position to be offered on a contract term up to 3 years or not exceeding the commencement of 2 councils in September 2028. Delegate authority to Mayor and Deputy Mayor to finalise contract negotiations and documentation. Thank you, councillors. That closes the meeting, and it also closes our last council meeting for the year. Thank you very much for your work this year, and particularly thanks to our Acting General Manager, who's done a fantastic job in a huge year, and to all the executive staff, how much work you've done, and we really appreciate you being here, and please stay.